So let's see today's delicious recipe of Moong Dal Halwa, which is made out of jaggery, and it gets ready also in no time. So here I've taken 1 cup of yellow moong dal, washed it thrice under water, and I'm going to soak it for about 2 hours in about 3 cups of water. Now after 2 hours, you're going to drain all the water out and you're going to grind this to a very smooth paste. And it should look like this, so you don't need to add any water when grinding the paste, and transfer this to a bowl. Now in a pot, I'm going to add 1 cup of water. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of grated gur or jaggery or gur. You can use any type of jaggery that you regularly use in your food and in your cooking. Stir it a bit. And then we're going to cook this on a low to medium flame till the jaggery or the gur completely dissolves. So this should take you about 2 to 3 minutes. You can stir it in between and it will dissolve and look like this. Now in a separate pan, I'm going to heat about half a cup of ghee. Now this moong dal does require a little bit more of ghee. Moong dal halwa. And now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of semolina or rava. I like using the fine rava, but you can even use whatever rava you have, the thick or the medium. And I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of besan or chickpea flour. Just stir the two together in the ghee. See that your ghee is nice and hot on a low to medium flame. And now we're going to grind this moong dal paste. We're going to add the moong dal paste rather. And I'm going to stir all the 3 ingredients really well for at least 2 to 3 minutes. We want all these 3 ingredients to get nicely cooked in the ghee. So keep stirring it and see that you mix everything together. And you will see that the moong dal immediately starts to absorb all of the ghee. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cardamom or elaichi powder. So I've taken 3 cardamom pods and I've made a powder in my mortar and pestle. So ensure that you fry this in the ghee for 2 to 3 minutes. You can use a flat spatula like this. And now I'm going to strain this jaggery syrup that we prepared and add it to this fried mixture and keep stirring it. And you will see that the consistency will immediately change from a lumpy consistency to a very smooth consistency, almost like a sheera. And keep on stirring it for another 2 to 3 minutes till it starts leaving the sides of the pan, and then add some dry fruits and just cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes. And that's it guys, your lovely moong dal halwa is all ready and it's super delicious. So do try out this recipe and let me know how you like this recipe. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll catch you in my next video. This is Akshata signing off. Bye. A lovely snack to make. So first I'm going to be soaking 2 cups of moong dal. Wash the moong dal well and soak it for about 3 hours. Now after 3 hours, we're going to drain out all the water and we're going to grind this to a nice coarse paste like this. Now transfer it to a bowl. Now in a pan, I've taken 2 tablespoons of ghee. Once the ghee melts, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of chickpea flour or besan. I'm going to fry the besan just a little bit in the ghee. Just for about half a minute. Now I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of crushed fennel seeds or soft. So all I did is just crush this in my mortar and pestle lightly. Mix this in well into the besan. Next I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin powder or jeera powder. Next goes in 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder. Next I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of amchur powder, which is dry mango powder. Half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Now, you can adjust this to a taste. If you want it a little more spicy, then you can go with 2 teaspoons of red chili powder. Mix all of this nicely. Keep your flame between low to medium. Next, I'm going to be adding 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. This is homemade garam masala. I leave a link to how I make my garam masala at home in the description box as well as the comment section below. Next, I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. And last but not the least, I'm going to be adding some salt to taste. So roughly about 1 teaspoon. So mix all these ingredients, and now we're just going to keep stirring this mixture on a low to medium flame. Now I'm going to add the coarsely ground moong. Mix the moong in really well with the rest of the mixture. And now stirring continuously. You're just going to let this mixture all come together, and then soon you will see about after exactly 8 minutes on a low to medium flame, stirring continuously, the whole consistency of this mixture will change to a very dry kind of chutney kind of mixture. That is something like a lasun tikhat or something like a garlic chutney, which is very dry. So keep on stirring it on a low to medium flame. And after about 8 minutes, you will see how the consistency of this will change to something like this, which is a very dry powder chutney kind of a consistency. So now you can turn the flame off, let the mixture cool completely, and then you can transfer it to a bowl or an airtight container. So now let's move on to the dough. Now here I'm using 1 cup of whole wheat flour, which we use to make our chapatis or puris. Next, I'm going to add some salt to taste, 1 tablespoon of oil, and then I'm just going to mix this mixture really well till all of the flour gets coated with the oil. So take your time with this. Let it keep on mixing it till it resembles breadcrumbs. And then you should be able to hold the mixture like this. Once it's all nicely mixed, you should be able to hold it like this. So now we can add the water. So add a little water at a time, and we're going to form a nice firm dough. Something like you would with making samosas or puris, a little bit on the firmer side. And then put a little bit of oil, and then just set it aside for about 5 to 10 minutes to rest. After 5 to 10 minutes, just make small lemon-sized balls. And now we're just going to roll this out like a small puri. Then you can just get the filling, press the filling together like this, say about a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of the filling. Place it in the center. And then just get all the ends together like you would when you're making an aloo paratha. Remove all the excess. Press it down gently. And then just roll it very lightly, just a little. Just like this, and then just smoothen out the ends. So in this way, you can make all the kachoris. Ensure there are no open ends to the kachori. Otherwise, when you're frying it, all the filling will come out. So see that it's really sealed in well. So very lightly with your rolling pin, just go over it. Just gently, not too much. We don't want it to make it very big. Just medium size like this. And now all we have to do is just fry it till it's nice and golden brown in color. So once your oil is hot, just put 1 kachori at a time. Just put some oil on top of it like this. And don't keep your flame very high. The flame should be between low and medium. And just fry it till it's nice and golden brown in color. Doesn't take much time for these to get fried. And then just drain them on some kitchen towel. So in this way you can fry all the kachoris. This is a real great evening snack to have with a nice hot cup of tea, or if you have, anyone at home who's really hungry, you can just make this filling and this dough and keep it aside. And whenever hunger strikes, just make them. Or you can even make the kachoris and keep them and just fry them whenever anyone's hungry at home. So this is a great recipe to try. It's one of our favorites at home. And I hope you give this recipe a try and let me know in the comment section how you like it. I love to hear from all of you when I respond to almost all the comments that I get. I reply to everyone. So I'll say bye for this video and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. Take care. So let's see today's lovely moong and potato usal. Now you can make this with sprouted moong or with plain, just soaked moong. So watch the video till the end. I'll show you how to sprout the moong. So once the moong is sprouted, just put it into a pressure pan in a vessel like this. Don't add water to the vessel, only to the pan, and cook it for 2 whistles on high and then switch the cooker off. Once the cooker has cooled down to room temperature, your moong will look like this. So don't add any water into the moong. Now this is a paste which I have prepared, and this is one boiled and cubed and peeled and cubed potato. So now for that paste, I took about 6 green chilies. I'm using the light green chilies which are less spicy, 1 inch of ginger. This is about half a cup of grated fresh coconut and 1 cup of coriander and some salt to taste. So I just added all of that to the mixer and made it into a nice paste like this. So it shouldn't be very smooth or very coarse, just of this consistency so that everything is mixed well together. So now in my pan, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. Once the oil is nice and heated, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, that is mohori or rye. Once the mustard seeds begin to splutter, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric powder, followed by half a teaspoon of asafoetida or hing. Now we're going to add the ground paste to this bagar or to this 4D, and we're going to fry the paste for a whole minute till the paste it starts oozing out a little bit of oil. So just fry it on a low to medium flame, stirring it. Now this usal is really delicious, and you can have this with puri or with rice, chapatis, even with pav. It tastes amazing. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder and half a teaspoon of cumin powder, jeera powder. So these are all homemade powders. If you want to see how I do that, make the powders at home, I'll leave a link to my recipe of how to make ground powders at home itself, so that there are no preservatives or anything in it. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Goda masala. Again, this is a homemade masala. I'll leave the link to that. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. So even this recipe you'll find in the description box as well as the comment section. So now once all the masalas are really fried nicely, we're going to add the moong that we cooked. Remember, we didn't add any water to the moong. We just added the water to the pressure cooker and cooked the moong for exactly 2 whistles. So like I said, you can either sprout the moong or you can just soak the moong for about 2 to 3 hours and then use it. Now, if you want to see how I sprouted the moong, please watch the video till the end. It's a very simple process. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of hot water and mix everything really well together. Now, if you want to have more of a dry dish, then only add this 1/2 cup of water. But if you want a little more gravy, then you can add another 1/2 cup of hot water. So I'm keeping it semi, dry, in the sense not too much of a gravy. Now you can also taste it and just see if you need to add a little more salt, because we added salt only to the ground paste. So you can add salt if you like. Now mix everything really well together. So now I'm going to add just about 1 teaspoon of jaggery or gur. Now if you don't use jaggery in your cooking, you can also add sugar. Just a little bit, maybe just a pinch of sugar. And now we're going to add this boiled, peeled and cubed potatoes. So what I do is I take the potatoes, wash them well and put them in my pressure pan for 1 whistle on high with some water in it, and then I simmer it for about 5 minutes, put the pressure pan off, and once it cools down, I remove the potatoes, let them cool down a little and then peel them and cube them. And now we're just going to cover and cook this on a low flame for 3 minutes. And you can see that our usal is all ready. You can also squeeze some lime juice on top of this, and it goes very well with pav, bread slices, puri or rice. So do try out this recipe guys and let me know how you like it. And for those of you who want to know how I sprout the moong, you can watch the remaining part of this video. So what I do is I take about 1 wati of moong. I wash it very well under water and then I soak it in about 3 cups of water overnight or for 8 hours. Then I remove all the water and keep it aside again for another 8 hours, and then you'll see that it sprouts. So if you want more sprouts, I mean you want to sprout more, just keep it for another half a day and you'll get. So friends, let's see this delicious and simple Goan yellow moong dal. So here I've taken exactly 1 cup of yellow moong dal, washed it thrice under water, and we're going to soak it in 3 cups of water for at least 1 to 2 hours minimum. You can soak it for a longer period too. Now I'm going to chop 1 medium-sized tomato, 1 medium-sized onion. Now, whenever I always try to remove the middle white part, and after peeling the onion, you should wash it once before chopping it. So I just wash the onion and I'm just going to chop it up like this. So now this is about 2 tablespoons of tamarind. I'm going to soak it in 1/4 cup of hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm going to squeeze out all of the pulp or the juice of the tamarind. We're not going to use, the actual tamarind part. It's just going to be the juice of the tamarind. Now this is our onion which we chopped. This is our tomato. Now let's look at the other ingredients we need. This is about 1 tablespoon of finely chopped coriander leaves. This is 1 light green chili that I've slit and cut into 4. This is the light green chilies. This is half an inch of cinnamon, 4 cloves, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, a few curry leaves. Now here I have half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of heenga, 3/4 teaspoon of sugar, and some salt to taste. So now I'm going to heat about 1 tablespoon of oil in my pressure pan. We also need about 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds. So once the oil is nice and hot, you're going to add the mustard seeds, let them splutter, drain all the water from the soaked moong. Now we're going to add the cloves and the cinnamon, the green chilies, the curry leaves, the cumin seeds, that is the jeera, and you're going to saute all of this really well till the chilies get nicely fried. Then we're going to add the onion, saute the onion well till it turns a little translucent. Add the haldi powder, the chili powder, and the asafoetida or the heenga. Mix everything well. Add the tomato and about half of the coriander. I like to fry the coriander in this bagar because it really enhances the flavor of this dal. Now we're going to cook all of the ingredients till the tomatoes become nice and mushy and soft. Just press down on the tomatoes, mash them up well. Now we're going to add the moong and fry the moong for at least a whole minute in this bagar. It's very important to fry the moong. That way the moong will get cooked to perfection because we have already soaked it. And now when you fry it in this oil, it really cooks well. Now we're going to add 1 cup of water. Mix everything nicely together. Now we're going to flavor it with some salt to taste and the sugar. Even the sugar, you can adjust it according to how you like it. The sugar basically balances the taste of the dal. Now we're also going to add half a teaspoon of garam masala. This is homemade garam masala. I'll leave a link to how I prepare it. It's very easy. And now just give everything a gentle mix. And now you're going to add the tamarind water. Again, mix everything very well. And now you're just going to close your pressure pan and you're going to cook this for 1 whistle on high. Once the whistle comes on high, turn the flame to very low and let the pressure cooker let it cook for another 10 minutes. And then after that, put the gas stop off and let the pressure cooker come to room temperature. Don't be in a hurry to open the pressure pan. And now when you open it, our dal is already ready. Now what I like to do is I just like to mix everything well together. And then I like to mash down the tomatoes because now the tomatoes are cooked really, really well. So it's very easy to mash it down. So I like to just, with my back of the spoon, just mash the tomatoes. So this dal has a very different consistency. It's not like, if you have seen my previous recipes of Maharashtrian amti or dal fry, the dal is first of all tur dal. So it cooks to a different level and it becomes very smooth. Whereas moong dal, you can actually see the dal. It's a little different in consistency. So just press down on the tomatoes, and now all you have to do is just garnish it with some coriander, and your lovely Goan moong dal is all ready. Enjoy this with some